evaluating things. You know, it's like constantly having algebra in my mind, like where do I buy? Hey guys, welcome back to the Power Closet, a space for perspectives where conversation meets style. If you're new here, hi, what's up? What's poppin', lockin', droppin', stoppin', rockin'? My name is Tumi. I make all sorts of videos from fashion, conversation, lifestyle, and everything in between. Why, hello people. It's so nice to speak to you guys again. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. I upload 2 times a week on Wednesdays and Sundays. And if you enjoy anything like fashion, a bit of lifestyle, and some travel, I would love for you to join my corner of the internet and be part of my internet friends. Yeah, I really enjoy, like, you know, just sharing lots of stuff with you guys. So please definitely subscribe if you enjoy the kind of content it is that I put up. And if you also have other social media platforms, so things like TikTok, Instagram, definitely give me a follow on there because I also tend to be quite active on there too. Guys, we're done with our formalities. So in today's video, I wanted us to speak about a shoe that I feel like is really trending right now. I had seen them in a few brands and I thought, oh my God, these shoes are really popping. So I thought we can speak about the trend, what I think about it, if I would be investing in it, and just asking you guys, do you have any pairs? Are you thinking of doing the same, etc, etc. Let's just jump right in. So if you've clicked on this video, there's a high chance you probably already know what I'm talking about, and it is none other than designer wedges. They're like platform heels that I've been seeing all over. I'll tell you guys how this started. I was on Instagram and I got an ad specifically from Dries Van Noten, and when I saw the Dries ad, I was like, those shoes are to die for. Like, I literally gasped. Of course I clicked on the link. What do you guys take me for? I clicked on it. Unfortunately, the shoes were sold out. But then I realized that over the course of a few weeks, Gucci also started sending me ads of similar shoes. I know this has nothing to do with what is trending. You know, the algorithm has obviously picked up on the fact that this girl is interested in wedges. But I started noticing beyond Gucci and like Dries that even when I went into Saint Laurent, when I was trying on those shoes that you guys saw in the vlog, they also had platform heels and specifically wedges. I was like, this is clearly a thing that is in for 2025. What better way to share this with my internet friends on YouTube? Why do I always do it like that? I feel like it's just a little bit like internet friends, you know, not internet friends, no, internet friends. Anywho, so I thought we would talk about this in this video and I'll just tell you guys what I think of it. Now, I'll be very straight up. I love the shoes. Okay, I love the shoes. I don't like the price of some of them, but I love the shoes. I feel like the price is annoying, but then we're gonna jump right in because I'm gonna go over a few that I saw that I think are super great and could be a cool addition to a wardrobe that is just looking for spice. So maybe, you know, you're someone that has a very extensive variation of like stiletto heels or like your mules or like your sandals, and you want something that is a bit different and you're looking for a shoe that brings a pop. Why don't you look into wedges? Honestly, I feel like they're sensational, and I will show you the one that I'm kind of like, what does that mean to me? But like, honestly, like when we get there, I'll tell you the one that I'm thinking this would not be a bad addition to my collection. You know, another thing that I thought about the wedges, so I'll tell you guys a funny story. When I was growing up in Nigeria, I don't know if you guys remember the time of like Kavala. It was by Kurt Geiger. Yeah, Kurt Geiger, and it was Kavala by Kurt Geiger when they were like new and shiny. They had this red wedge that was so iconic to them. Like, it was a red high heel wedge, and they also had it in black. And I remember a friend of mine in high school having these, and I remember begging my dad when we came on holiday in England, and I asked him if he could buy me a pair of Kavalas. So I didn't end up buying the wedge like my friend did, but my dad bought me my first pair of like designer heels, and they were from Kurt Geiger, and they were black suede. And I remember my mom being like, why'd you buy her those shoes? They're so high. Don't let her come and fall down and break her leg. Do you want her to go to Igbobi? It's some hospital in Nigeria, but yeah, that was what my mom said. But my dad bought me those shoes, and when I saw this trend popping off again, it was so nostalgic because it threw me back to 10 plus years when I absolutely adored my friend's shoes. I didn't buy those ones, but I remember seeing them on her and I thought they were so sensational. Why have I been saying that word so much? But I thought they were so stunning, so gorgeous. So seeing these shoes now, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is throwing me back 10 plus years when I was obsessed with these shoes. And I was like, let's just talk about this with my internet friends and my YouTube community. So now in this section, we're actually going to speak about a few brands that I feel like do the wedges super well. I'll give you like my thoughts in terms of like the pricing, how it looks, etc, etc, and yeah, just what I think overall. So let's jump right in. The first brand will be none other than Yves Saint Laurent. So if you've been following me, you would know that not too long ago I actually went to Yves Saint Laurent because I'm in the market for several new pairs of designer heels, and I feel like Yves Saint Laurent do extremely exquisite shoes for women. I feel like there's just something that they know about making a footwear for a lady, and they do it really well, and this is no different in the wedge department. Now the first shoe we will be looking at is called the Salome wedge. This retails for £810. Now what do I like about this shoe? I really like the gold wedge detail, but the thing that blew my mind about this wedge, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, sometimes when you carry those wedges it can feel like as though you are having an ankle. You don't need any weights in the gym, just carry them and be lifting it, whereas this one was extremely lightweight. So whilst it might look like a shoe that is super heavy, it was super lightweight. So I have felt this one in store and it's really nice. However, I don't know about the support of the shoe, because if you notice, they're just two thin straps kind of holding your foot together, and it's just I don't know about that. I also don't like the price. But then again, you have gone to Yves Saint Laurent, so what do you expect? So it's not exactly the most affordable shoe, if I'm being quite honest with you. I do think it's stylish. Okay, so now let us rank and rate the Salome. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm going to do it across 3 categories, and we're going to do this for all of them so we can get like a general gist. And in the same way that I do all my other videos, 3 categories out of 5 for each. So we're going to do against price, support, and chicness. So the Salome wedge is priced at £840. So price, even though I said I don't like the price, I would actually give them, maybe I'll give them a 3.5 or a 4 if I want to cheat. Do I want to cheat or do I not want to cheat? In terms of support, I haven't tried the shoe. I know it's lightweight, but I don't like the way this shoe makes me feel. I just have a feeling that this thing is not going to be the most supportive, but I could be entirely wrong. But just based off the shoe alone, I'd probably give it like a 3. Now chicness, I feel like I would give this a 4. So 3, 3, 4. That's what I would rank it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you value the shoe? Do you think, no, I was being a little bit too harsh? Let me know in the comments below. However, I feel like the sister shoe is a lot better. And that will be the next one that I want us to speak about that I think is so great. And it is called the Le Scandale wedge. So they have this shoe in a burnt orange / brick ready color. They also have it in black. And I prefer this one 1000%. The only problem with Yves Saint Laurent when it comes to wedges is that the shoes are so high. Like, come on, so high. I don't want to be looking like it is so high. So that's actually something that I'm like, why is this shoe so high? So beyond it being priced at $840, it is incredibly high. Like, I'll put the height, the heel height on the side now, just to give you guys kind of like a visual representation of what it is you'd be working with. Let's rank the Le Scandale shoe. Now, we're going to do the same thing. Price, support, and chicness. Now, because I'm tumi, and I wouldn't be tumi if I didn't do something like this, we're going to cheat a bit. I know I said price for the Salome, which is the exact same price, was 3.5. I'm going to cheat, and for the Scandale, I'm going to give them a 4. Now, for support, I personally feel like this one would be a lot better. And it is because this is a peep toe shoe. There is more leather at the front and then the strap at the back. And also I feel like, you know, the patent leather, why do I feel like it would just be a little bit more durable than just the tiny straps? But let me know what you guys think. Do you disagree? I feel like I would give support a 3.5. And then in terms of chicness, oh my gosh, they get a 5. Straight 5. Straight 5. If I wanted to cheat, I would bump the chicness down because in terms of practicality, if I'm not mistaken, this one is quite high, but it's a party shoe. So no. We're not bumping it down. We're leaving it exactly where it is. But let me know about those two. What do you think about the Saint Laurent options? Oh, right. I also saw the Le Scandale with like a leopard wedge. I saw this on Harvey Nicks, and this is again 11 cm. Beautiful. I think out of all the 3 colors, this is probably my favorite. I feel like these are sensational. They will be perfect in and out of season. So it's not going to be that typical wedge that you can only wear for the summer season, but it is something you can use in the winter, in the fall, in the summer. Like, I really, really like the Le Scandale one. If I had to choose a wedge from Yves Saint Laurent, that would be my choice without a shadow of doubt. Maybe the one with the leopard wedge or the burnt orange variation of the Le Scandale. Super beautiful. Let me know what you guys think. However, you guys, I do not like the price. I don't like the price. The next one is from Gucci. Now, I thought the Saint Laurent was bad, but now it makes Saint Laurent look like a Black Friday discount because because the Gucci ones are 1,100. So I came across these shoes through an ad on Instagram. So clearly, you know, their Instagram marketing is clearly working and it's reaching their target audience. But I saw these shoes and I thought that they were sensational. I saw them in green and I thought they're beautiful. I feel like the thing that put me off is one, the price. The price is super high and they're just so expensive. I will say though that the Gucci ones are beautiful. They are so beautiful, especially like in the green. I love the fact that the wedge is see-through. I don't know the exact material, I'll put it on the side here, but I love that effect going on in the sense that it kind of has like an illusion effect of you kind of levitating off the ground. Obviously you're not, but I really, really like the shoe. I think it's incredible. The only thing I don't like about it is the price and also the heel height. If I'm not mistaken, it is 12 cm, which is pretty high. I also really like the strap detail. So now if we're to rate Gucci based on everything it is that we usually do, you know, the price, the support, and the chicness. Price, I'm going to give them a solid 2. The support, maybe I'll give them a 4 or 5 even, maybe a 5. And then the chicness, honestly, I might give it a 5. I feel like this shoe is incredibly chic. So chic. Next, we have another brand, which is Alaïa. So you guys would know that right now, I absolutely... Oh! Look at this. Is this a new shoe? Oh my goodness. You guys just got a live reaction. So there was another sandal that I had seen on Alaïa. And then I just saw another one now and I'm like, this is so beautiful. Alaïa knows how to do good wedges. They do great wedges, honestly. I don't know what else to say. So I recently started falling in love with Alaïa in great detail after I bought the ballet flats because, oh my goodness, I love those shoes so much. And there's a separate conversation to be had about how incredible their customer service is because I'm having those shoes repaired because something happened to one of the jewels and they were just so incredible in terms of like the store. So I'm beginning to form kind of like an allegiance to the brand because I'm like, oh, I really like you guys' vibe. I didn't really care for them before, no offense. But lately I'm like, they do some very tasteful pieces. And when I saw their wedges, I was like, I'm not surprised. So the first wedge is actually called the Cube Sandal Wedge or something of that sort, and they retail for £900. So there's two variations. There's like a pointy version and then there's a thong sandal one. I feel like the pointy one is more like fashion forward and the sandal one is just very chill. But I feel like I prefer the sandal one. Think about it on holidays. Maybe you're in Saint-Tropez, you're going for like a nice stroll, you're going to like the market, you just, you know, have like a really nice hat, a stunning dress, maybe something from like Patou. Oh, you're so ready for the summer. I'm so ready for the summer. Like, please get me out of here. But anywho, I really, really like the sandal. I think it's so chic. Now the price point is, I wrote £900, but if I'm not mistaken, one of them is 850. Now you see, this is when I know that I'm actually really cheating, because why do I feel more okay giving Alaïa 850 than I do with Saint Laurent for the same shoe style? But let's do the comparison, shall we? So in terms of price, because I like Alaïa, I would give them, no, I'm not giving them a 4. You're going to get a 3.5 too. They're going to get a 3.5. In terms of support, I'm going to give them a 5. So for the thong sandal, I feel like these will be quite supportive. If I'm not mistaken, I think I may have felt this shoe before. I don't remember it being heavy, but I would like clarify if I think otherwise by the time this video has gone up. And in terms of chicness, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the most chic shoe, I can't lie. But that's why I say whenever I do these things, take it with a pinch of salt, because it doesn't matter. Like I like the shoe. Out of all of them, I was going to tell you guys, out of all of them, the one that I'm drawn to, okay, there's another one I'm drawn to more, but this is probably the runner-up. So you know what, chicness, I'll give them 3. So I think I said a 3.5, a 5, and a 3. That would be my ranking for Alaïa. The final brand that I absolutely adore for designer wedges would be none other than Yves Saint Laurent. They were the ones that started this entire wild goose chase, and it was because I had seen a picture of an ad that had their open toe wedges, which retail for £825. You guys, so this is very similar to the Gucci one. They have that whole thing of the wedge being a little bit see-through. Of course, it's not perspex. Perspex is like, you know, rubber and it's the thin one, but I don't know what it's called. But that whole vibe that they have going on with Gucci, they have the same thing. And out of all the shoes I've listed, this is the one that had me gasping. Unfortunately, it's not very like friendly to the pocket. It's also £835. They do have a lower heel height. It doesn't have the same design. That is £525, which is a lot better. But the truth of the matter is, when I looked throughout Dries, all the ones that I liked, I'll put a picture on the side here. I would say they're the higher versions, the ones that are the 800-pound ones. Now, the reason why I really like the Dries one is because I don't, if you guys look at my channel, like I love, the super known brands. Personal opinion, I feel like Dries is not a shoe that you automatically think of top of mind. So it just makes it a little bit more like, a little bit more cool, girl, in my opinion. I could be wrong. And they do such great shoes. One of the shoes that has been on my wish list in my Teresa for years are these mules that Dries Van Noten made years ago. I've not been able to find them. They had like a bit of a gold heel at the back. It went into my Teresa's sale, and since then I've never seen it before. So they make incredible shoes, absolutely stunning shoes. So you definitely know that I will be cheating big time when I'm rating them. So if I was supposed to give them a price, support, and chicness, I'm gonna give them all 5s. Okay, why? Because they are the winner of this entire video. I feel like all their shoes, all of them are hits, and it is also evident by the fact that all of them are sold out. All of them are sold out. Now, they all range from that 850-pound mark, but I think that they're absolutely sensational. So what are my thoughts about all these brands, about the Wedge? I don't even know if it's a trend or it's just a seasonal focus shoe. Could be a bit of both. I feel like I really love them. I would love one in my collection, but if I'm just being honest, it's not at the top of my mind right now, just because I'm focusing more on like platforms and all the myriad of things it is that I want to get. But if it was like I had like spare money to throw and like the Dries shoes happen to come up when I have it, then sure, like why not? Even though I say that all the time because I have another shoe that I want to buy too. So there's so many competing things, it's like constantly having algebra in my mind, like where do I buy? Which is why you have to be content and live with what you have and just take it easy. Okay, we're going to take it easy. I always like to do this before we say goodbye. I always like to leave you guys with an affordable option wherever I can. I always tell you guys I cannot do magic for you. So I said all the ones that I love to bits, but I also talked to you about the one I actually have in my collection. I do have wedges in my collection, and it is a summer wedge. So I wouldn't wear this in the winter season. I would only wear this at summer, and it is from Castana. Castana is a great place to buy affordable wedges. If I'm not mistaken, there should be anything between £100 and like £170. So mine are in like a natural color, and I feel like they're in the 75 mm height or so. I do want to buy another one. Maybe I'll get that this summer in like 100 and I think it might be 100 or 110 and black, because I just felt like they're so beautiful. They tend to come out and be more popular on Net-a-Porter around like once the summer stock starts coming. So definitely look out for that. But Castana is a great place. You don't have to spend crazy amounts of money. It is accessible. It is super stunning. I've taken pictures in them. I will show you the one I took on my Instagram. I put it here. But yeah, definitely look into that. So if you want to get into the wedge trend, but you don't necessarily have the 1100 or the 835, look into something like that is super sensational, super beautiful, and would also make you feel like, spicy for the summer season. So that's it. Let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know the shoe that you love the most. Let me know what you think about this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with someone who would like this. And if you want me to do more of these kind of videos where I'm speaking about trends and the ones that I really, really like from what I see, I don't even know if this is a trend or it could just be a summer shoe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.